everybody, I'm your host, Danny Lachey of WebCelebDaily.com, bringing you the hottest in entertainment and celebrity news. Today, we have another episode of Dishing with Danny, sponsored by D2 Premium Wines. And we have a special guest here today. We have the funny, multi-talented actor, comedian, all-around weird one, Earthquake.
How you doing, gorgeous?
I'm
Happy
doing well. How
holidays
are
to
you?
I'm so blessed. I can't be stressed. God is great.
All the time. And that New York Times has named your comedy special, Legendary, the funniest stand-up of 2022. Like, that's amazing. How do you feel about that?
Honored, humbled, um, glad the others get to see what I've been doing for 30 years. Somewhere I'm not quoting them. Yeah, very unknown until the special, or partly unknown, something to that. And it was beautiful. I'm starting to make headways through the mainstream media because see, my constituents look like you. You know what I mean? And though they didn't support me over these 30 years, other than you, very few have platforms that we could spread the news, the gospel. So it takes a little while to come from that to get over into the mainstream. And I'm just appreciative to answer your question and humbled.
Absolutely. Well, 30 years, that's a long time. What can you contribute to your longevity?
Consistency. Even when you're not motivated, I tell comedians all the time, you at least got to be consistent. When you first got into the game, you wanted to be funny. So you should not lose that. And to be quite honest with you, I hope in my new, I hate to be on a soapbox, but I'm putting a challenge to all comedians. If you're going to be a comic, it's time for you to be funny and show you funny and put out stuff that's funny.
Yeah.
If you're a comedian, then you must stay funny and put out work that's funny if you're going to take on that title. That's all I'm saying.
Now, with like social media platforms being such a big thing, what are your thoughts on like people getting on that way, versus the stand-up route?
I don't have no problem with any tool you use to get on, but stay with the job description of the job.
Right.
You understand? I tell comedians all the time, it ain't how many followers you have as a comedian, it's how many comedians can you follow. That's the job description. You know what I mean? You tell me you got 8,000 or 8 million followers, but then how many of those comedians can you follow if they put you on the stage and you had to go behind them? And how many of those people find you funny under the job description we do as a comedian? So I just want people to be authentic. I put a challenge to everybody. If you call yourself a comedian, this is your time to renew your license. Put your work out here. Sit here. No longer you can self-proclaim yourself this great title. You need to be like when you got into it. Even the club manager or the club owner had to tell you was funny. That would give you more time to be on stage. Or the crowd found you funny, that you was in demand, that people wanted to see you in the club. Like, hey, man, we want you because your people want to come see you. I just think, it's time for them just to do what they're supposed to do as a comedian.
Yeah.
Period. Because I love my genre. I love it. It's the best. It's the hardest profession in the world because you got to make people laugh when they can't make themselves laugh. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah. And then it helps when like you're naturally funny, right? Like I watched Legendary and everything you talked about was so relatable. You know what I'm saying? As a Black person, but as just a human being in general, it was just so relatable. And I really love how you put your personal life, your real life. You talked about you going to the doctor and the prostate exams. That really helped shed light on how important it is, but also it was funny as hell how you put it together. I think a lot of comedians today kind of miss that aspect. I feel like they kind of see what's trending and they try to take that and run with it instead of being their authentic selves. So
And that is the job description. That's the first. I tell them all day. They already got an earthquake. They don't have a. They don't have a you.
Right.
So it's easy for you to be you. And what's your perspective? You look at. I mean, to be quite honest with you, it's legendary in our race, in our culture of comedians, from Richard Pryor to all the litany of Dick Gregory, who helped us through civil rights and the rest of it. Why?
Mm-hmm.
You know, where are we as a comedian, as comics? To, you know, we're the third eye of our community. It's a way that you can articulate it and it also be funny, but be meaningful. That is a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful thing. And us Black people, you know, it's wrong for us to be dying over a disease that our God has already cured. Because
Yeah.
I don't care who came up with it. It came from our God who gave him the power to come. So it came from him. So why, as we as a people, should be still dying over something that God has already gave us the gift for? And preventive maintenance is this. And the last thing this country should complain about is taking care of us. All the free labor we gave, the least you can do is take care of us. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Our
Mm-hmm.
health, you owe us at least that. So
Right.
that's my mentality.
Okay. Well, now with Legendary, what makes Legendary a little more special or stand out from your other stand-ups?
None of them, to be quite honest with you, other than the opportunity Dave Chappelle came down and put me on a platform so I could be seen. I think you know, it's like anything. You in this meter is you can be as talented as you want, but if you don't have access to the people who make the decision to give you the opportunity to be on a bigger platform to show the world, you'll be still in that little small pocket hitting it in. And there's nothing wrong with that. I would never change that. But I've been doing this for 30 years. It was just that night that, you know, Dave is a friend of mine, say, I'm going to do this for you and let the world know what the rest of us been knowing for a while. And when he put that light on it, it just opened up and put me on the highest platform there is, Netflix. It allows me, you know, to get, you know, people to see what I do. And I tell the people all the time, the only difference between me and any comedian you say successful is they had an opportunity and they cashed in on it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that enables them to get more opportunities that they cashed in on and more.
Right.
That's all it is. It's an opportunity. And you know, my fans always come to me like, Earthquake, you funnier than the rest of them. You funnier than all these dudes out here. Why you ain't got no TV show? Why you ain't got no movie? And you ain't got no movies. I say, man, ain't like I turned them down. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can't, you know, I have to do what I have to do and just continue doing what I'm doing. And then when the opportunity comes on it, hopefully I seize upon it. And this one came and I did. And it's changed my career totally.
Nice. So what's your relationship like with Dave? You know, just over the years. I know he in the beginning of the stand-up, he talks about how you picked him up from the airport, you know, when you had your comedy club out there in Atlanta. Like how much has that relationship grown since then?
Well, he's a headliner and I'm a headliner, and we run in two different, but I have always been a friend, a fan, and a brother with him. He's amazing. He's one person, fearless, everything a comedian's supposed to be. I
Mm-hmm.
will not succumb to the noise. I won't pander to what you said, the trends.
Yeah.
I will stand. You can't cancel somebody if you have nothing that they feel value that you can take from them. You
Mm.
can only be canceled if someone has something that you value that was given to you or you
Mhm.
even earned and they can take it away from you. But you can't negotiate. You can't put it this way. You can't hold a hostage. You can't hold somebody hostage that don't have no value to the person that you hold them. And that's what Dave is. They can't. He believes in comedy. He believes in himself. He's self-sufficient, and I admire that. He's not a part of the Hollywood scene. You don't see him at red carpets. You don't see him on. He just tell jokes, and
Mhm.
he's good with the title of being a comedian. And that's, to me, that is ooh. That's my goal, and that's what I've always been. I just need to be funny. And whoever find that's funny, we can roll with it. So to answer your question, he's a great role model in this business, and he's a great friend of mine. And he changed my career by doing this, giving me this opportunity to be on Netflix.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So like since we're talking about cancel culture, like how does that affect today's comedian, do you think? Because it comes with a lot of censoring and with comedians like Paul Mooney who tell it like it is, you know, do you think that that is going to start to go away now that people are very, you know, gung-ho on canceling, or the world is so sensitive now?
You want to be mainstream, certain things come along with that. If you endorse Pepsi or Disney or the rest of them, you understand, since you made that agreement with those corporations, there's certain things you can't say because it's bad for business for them, which is going to make it bad business for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a comedian such as you take a Dave Chappelle that just feel that financially or career-wise, his career-wise is to be the funniest comedian. And if some of these companies wanted to be with him, they understand what type of artists they messing with and they dealing with, and they can deal with it and say, we mess with this type of comedian and you can't be canceled. And another thing, if you don't walk it, I don't think, you know, if you're a real comedian, you don't walk in there with harsh language or you angry or you trying to be mean. You know, people will take it, in my humble opinion, as a joke. Like when I said legendary, fuck them kids. Now, a lot of people cannot say that, but the way I put it on here, I was telling you, you feel that as a parent, but you know I'm just joking. But
Mm-hmm.
goddamn it, fuck these kids, because I haven't given my whole life up to make sure they're who is, and I finally get them to get old enough and they don't show no gratitude and they know more than me. But you know, if I knew you was gonna turn out to be like this, I wouldn't have went to none of them activities. You have to left you at home by yourself. Yeah, I put you in all these classes, took all the time, stopping me from growing to be who I am, to nurture you, only for you to just go to college and start working for Burger King because you talking about you don't want to be on the authority. And I got all of this loan payment and all this money out of scrap to put you through school. Fuck that kid. Just like you know what I mean? You just like fuck him. See, fuck these kids. Don't you get your life up. They ain't trying, you ain't trying. So it's some people can't say that. They're saying and saying harsh, and people like, you shouldn't say that about your kids and this, that. But real people, how you say it, when you say it, and the reflection and what's your intention of saying it has a lot to do with, I feel, the backlash of a lot of people having people scrutinizing what they say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you really can only say fuck them kids when you actually take care of your kids. You know, it's only gonna be applied to certain people. And I feel like when you know, especially as a parent, we all have those times where we say that, you know, whether we think it or we saying it.
Yeah, you think it. You hear him crying like, I'm not getting up. That mother's just gonna cry there.
Yep,
I'm not,
they'll be all right.
Because you don't want nothing. They'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? You'll be all right. I'm not running downstairs.
I wanted to ask you, because everybody has already talked about it, but Chris Rock, Will Smith, had you been in Chris Rock's shoes, how would you have handled it?
If I was in Chris Rock's shoes and Will would have hit me, now that I've seen how Chris handled it, I would have handled it the same way. I would hope and pray that had that happened to me, I would have handled it the same way he did. I mean, you got to look at the totality of it. I mean, it's the Oscars.
Mm.
It's two black men. A black man actually getting to host it for the first time.
Yeah.
A black man that used to be a rapper, that went from a rapper to a movie star to a TV star. That have yet to be done by any race other than a black man. That went from that part of it, of a rapper, and bring it all the way through, not get the best supporting actor, the leading actor.
Mm-hmm.
Leading, that's the highest, that's the career of the top of all in the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
And this motherfucker slaps me because I talked about, tell a joke that his woman found offensive. Could have talked to me about that, man. You could have came and saw me out there. Could have been man to man and came around the corner and said, man, I ain't like that what you have to say. I'm about to knock you out, but I don't sucker punch you. Put your hands up. That's how we used to do it. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
and to do that and then come back and say, I'm apologizing, I'm sorry. And you would have never, my personal opinion, you would have never did that to anybody else other than a black comic. You wouldn't have did that to no other one of your peers,
Mm-hmm.
in my humble opinion. You wouldn't have did that to Tom Hanks. Yeah, to be honest with you, I wish I would have did the same thing he did. And now seeing how he handled it, yeah, I'm proud of him.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
how he
curious to
handled it.
see, more of what he has to say about that. I know he's going on tour. So curious
Oh,
to see
he's
when he
funny
actually,
about it. He's funny.
yeah.
He's funny, huh? He's funny. Yeah, he's funny. He about to shoot a special. He's funny.
Yeah. So what other projects do you have coming up? You got any films, shows, tours?
I do a cameo in this movie with Jerry Seinfeld. It's coming out on Netflix. Should be in the first quarter of this year, called Unfrosted. Jerry saw my special, see opportunity, loved it. He was already shooting the movie. He said, but I want to put you in. I want to put you in my movie. So that's coming out. My radio show, I'm back to doing that. Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud radio. That's Sirius XM Channel 96, calls Quake's House. We're doing that. Currently on tour with Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, Mike Epps, DC Youngfly.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be in the city close to you on that. Also, you can see me on said show, The Neighborhood. I'm on that show. And I'm getting ready to cut me another special. I think another 7 months. I'm writing it now. Just getting in the mood to what I want to talk about, what's relevant, what needs to be talked about on that. So that's about it.
Okay.
Career wise.
Well, you also, I remember seeing on your page, launched a liquor line.
Yeah, we're trying to get it together. We're getting it there. We've been drinking all Kevin's because his tastes so well, Kevin's. But we're working on mine. But I have to get I gotta get a little bit more money. Because you need money when you got a liquor line. You can, you need some money when you're trying to break in a liquor line. So it's gonna take me it's a little bit more expensive than I thought. So I'm like, okay, we'll get it together.
Okay, I got you. Well, yeah, let us know when you drop another drop. I know it's sold out. Congratulations on that. But I can say this because we're not competitors. I have a wine brand that I started, Detour Wines. So I would love to send you a bottle.
Please, and I will definitely talk about it on my show and let them know. Yes, please. We're never competitors. We would never, even if we was in the same thing, I would root for you. So that you always, don't never anything. If you ever see anything that's similar like mine, we still can do it together.
I
It's enough for
appreciate
both
that.
of us. Yes, and I'm proud of you. So send it to me. I'll taste it and I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, Quake, I really appreciate you being a guest. Let people know your social handles where they can find you. And I know that the Netflix special is still up, so y'all can go on Netflix and still stream Legendary.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Earthquake. Please follow me on IG, on social media at The Real Earthquake. Also, catch my #1 radio show. It's on Sirius XM, Channel 96, Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio. It is called Quake's House. It is 1 on the West Coast, 4 Eastern Time, 1 to 4. Make sure you catch the show, see what's popping on there. As always, man, you can find any of my dates. Come and see me and laugh. Thank you, beautiful sister. Wish you the best, and I'll be waiting on my bottle of wine.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Earthquake. As always, you should know when I'm kicking it on the web, it's the only person I do with. And I do it all the time with her because she got it. Dishing with my girl, Danny. On WebCelebDaily is where you need to be. The baddest page they got right now. That's where I get all my information. This is Earthquake. Peace.